Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. This is another puzzle from my latest order from WitEden.com, and it's another one of the 3x3xN Super Series, which are a fabulous series of puzzles, and this one is the Super 3x3x6 version 1. So this is an entire series of puzzles that are all related but slightly different to solve, and this is the next one. I've been wanting to finish off my collection of these for quite some time, so this is part way towards doing that. So here's what we've got. We've got a very similar puzzle to what the Super 3x3x5s, which, let me just grab one of those. So there are two versions of the Super 3x3x5, which is this one here, which has a circle face top and bottom, like this, and on this you've got a zero type face on the top, which means the centre stays fixed when you turn the face, and the bottom is also fixed. The second version of it has, I can't remember if it's white or yellow, but one of the circles rotates with the puzzle, with the face when you turn it. But this is the one with two of the same type face. So this Super 3x3x6 is very similar, slightly different colour scheme. Well, the colour scheme is the same, it's just that you've got the green face that does these edges this way around, whereas on this one obviously it's the orange face, well, the orange and pink, whereas this is green and blue. And the other difference is, obviously you've got a circle face there with a zero type face, so that circle doesn't rotate when you turn the face. But the other end, you've got an entire face, you haven't got a circle that matches this. So essentially what's happened here is they've extended this circle out to create another layer. That's kind of how it works. But yeah, I have made all these puzzles and solved them, all the ones in this series before, so it's not going to be a hugely new challenge for me, but I still wanted to get all these puzzles into my series, so I'm really happy to finally be getting around to doing that. It's just, you know how it is, far too many puzzles around that you want to buy, and these kind of slipped down my want list because I'd already made them and solved them, sort of thing. But I wanted to have all the puzzles in my collection. I didn't want to have to keep having to remake them now that I can afford to have this in my collection instead. So here's what happens with this: when you because the circle stays fixed, if I turn this layer up, we can see that this layer creates a new layer on top, but you can't actually turn that circle because the circle is fixed. I can't actually turn those pieces. I can turn this layer below, which, as you can see, what happens then, it brings out these unstickered pieces which were below here. So these are a red layer now, were the layer below, and it brings out these unstickered pieces, and these can actually cause some parities and things, so they're always interesting. And if you do it the other way around, so using this centre, you can actually just turn that layer like this now on this side, whereas you can't on that side. So it all adds a little bit of an extra dimension to the puzzle, so let's get it all scrambled up and ready to solve. So we start off by scrambling the top and bottom layers, and when I say layers I mean those three sections that create one kind of 3x3 cube layer, if that makes sense, and get those well and truly scrambled. Get everything split up from where it belongs if you possibly can. We're just doing 180-degree turns on these sides at the moment while we get those split up and rearranged. And once we've done that, what we need to do is bring these edges up into this position for to be able to get those scrambled as well. So let me just see if I can remember the correct way to do this. You just use general 3x3 cube algorithms for bringing edges down into the kind of second layer, and that also brings the other edge up into the top layer. And I'm doing it the wrong way around because it's now, you can see it's twisted that edge, so I need to fix that, which is fine. oh, what am I doing? I'm doing it with all of them now. That's fine, I can rotate that now, so that's not a problem. So I can just rotate those edges like so. That's fine, but now of course I need to rotate these corners as well, so because they're now bandaging that layer. I've done that really badly. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so it's like to be expected that I messed it up with this up. So finally get some moved around, and then we need to bring another one into this top layer to swap from the middle layer again. So like so, and once again give it some scrambling. Let me just need to rotate these two corners as well, actually, because otherwise I'm only doing it in one layer and that's not necessarily a good scramble. There we go. And this edge needs to go, let's see, into there. There we go, that's better. Why can't I turn that? Why won't you turn? Of course do, because it's the centre that doesn't turn, muppet. What am I like? No, I've got this corner rotated now, don't know how to manage that. Okay then, I think we can call that mostly scrambled now. All the edges have got split up, so we can just do a regular 3x3 random scramble now, and that will finish everything off. Sorry about that, it shouldn't have taken me that long to get that scrambled, that was terrible, but oh well. So there we go, that's now nicely scrambled. I'll go away, give that a solve, and come back to you once I've done so. Okay then, so as you can see, the Super 3x3x6 version 1 is now solved again. Lots of fun, this puzzle. I so enjoy these puzzles, the whole series. They're just a brilliant set, and they're just wonderful fun to solve. This took me far too long to solve, a lot longer than it really should have, because I completely forgotten how to fix the parity situation you can get into. You can get into a situation where you can't fix all the edges in the final couple of layers, and I knew damn well I'd encountered this situation before, but I just couldn't for the life of me figure out what was going on for probably half an hour or so. Kept trying and failing until it suddenly clicked, did the right thing, and that was it, sorted. But it took me far too long to remember how to do that. It's obviously been quite a while since I've sold one of the other ones, and I just completely forgotten. But having said that, that made it more fun, having to figure it out all over again rather than just remembering it from last time. So it's not a bad thing really. Quality wise, as usual with this series of puzzles, is absolutely superb. The turning is wonderful, easily finger twittable no matter how many layers you turn. Such smooth turning, it's incredible. It even does a little bit of corner cutting, which, considering the complexity, I think is pretty spectacular for these puzzles. They're wonderful quality. Solving difficulty wise, it's similar to the rest of the series, to be honest. I think they're all very similar levels, so if you've got any of these, then you'll already know what kind of difficulty level you're looking at. If you came to the series new, I think that you would find them, obviously it depends on your puzzle solving experience, but I think you might find them quite challenging. Not to the extent that they're incredibly difficult things to solve. I came to the first ones quite early on in my puzzle solving career, so to speak, and managed to figure them out by myself. It took me quite a few hours, but I managed to do it. So, you know, it's certainly not beyond the realms of possibility that people can solve these, even if they're reasonably inexperienced. But for an experienced puzzle solver, I'd expect most people to be able to solve this if they're good with cuboids and perhaps a little bit of a crazy or super cube experience. But yeah, other than that, they're wonderful puzzles. I highly recommend getting any of this series. If you don't want to get the whole set, that's fine. To be honest, I can't recommend one particular version over the other because they're all so much fun and similar difficulty level, so whichever one takes your fancy, I would say. But definitely try some of these super versions if you get the opportunity, because they really are wonderful, wonderful puzzles. I simply can't recommend them highly enough. They are just superb. Okay then guys, I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care now.